Father's Day weekend is here, so we wanted to take a moment to recognize the effort it takes to be an active father in the lives of families. Today we gathered a panel of some of the best dads in the DMV has to offer. Yes, let's welcome to the show DC News Now anchor and friend of the show, Mark Hall, Teresa's husband, Danny Gomez, board member of Dad Games, Don White, and Burger Bar founder, Alfred Black Duncan. Gentlemen, thank you all so much. We wanted to bring you on the show to not just give you a platform, but to celebrate you all and ask some questions about being a dad in 2026.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So let's dive in. And Don, I'll start with you. What moment made you truly feel like a dad for the first time?
Oh my gosh, I know it may sound a bit cliche, but it was when I first held my son. So funny story, we had a bit of an emergency delivery. And so when my son came out, the nurse says, well, hey, Dad, you're the skin-to-skin guy now. Take your shirt off and here you go. And that's when it got real for me.
Wow. Wow. What about you, Black?
So after the birth of my daughter, my wife was very ill, and so I had to take on all of the duties of waking up when she wake up in the middle of the night. Similar to him, I had to take over those things that normally, you know, she would do. So that's when I realized that yes, I'm truly a father, and it's still to this day. I am the one that gets my daughter out of the bed. She goes to sleep. So it has stuck with me.
Daddy's girl. The pattern was set.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm going to give this next question to you, Mark Hall. If you could really tell your younger self one thing about becoming a father or being a father, what would that advice be?
I would say for me, based on my experience, kind of be a little bit more prepared for you know, what's coming. And you know, you guys know in your own life experiences, you don't know it until you go through it. But we all have people that have been through that journey, and sometimes maybe we hesitate to tap into their experiences. You know, the older people, the OGs, which by the way, people call me that now. And so if I could do it all over again, I would probably listen to my father more. Because I already knew everything, and just kind of tap into to people with knowledge, and you know, just be a little bit more prepared.
I love it.
Danny, who was your role model or inspiration of the type of father you wanted to be?
Yeah, sure. So my inspiration, my role model is my own dad. My own dad, Cuban exile, came to Miami in the early 1960s. Unfortunately, he was separated from his father when he came over from Havana. He started a life with my mom down in Miami. For not having that role model figure in his life, I thought he did a really excellent job at just being consistent, being present, teaching us by example. He wasn't really more of a words person. It was more so, let me teach you through what I'm doing on a day-to-day. And he really set a great example for me, and I try to impart that now with my daughter.
I love that. I'm trying to be a journalist and be professional.
We'll get it together. Black, I wanted to ask you, what do you think is the best advice you've received about fatherhood?
So the best advice that I received is that there's 3 rooms. There is a training room. Oh, no, I'm sorry. There is the playroom, there's the training room, and then there's the board room. All of them are important. Now, the training room is the like from 0 to 12, where you're trying to build a connection with your child. And then, of course, the playroom is from 0 to 12. You're trying to build a connection. The training room is from like 12 to 18, where you're trying to teach them different things to help them survive. And then the board room is when you are now just the advisor. And so you have to make sure that you do, or you spend a significant amount of time in the first 2 rooms, because the boardroom is going to be the place where you stay the most. It's going to be the spot that you are in as your child becomes an adult and they're coming to seek your advice. That's if you did the correct things in the first 2 rooms. So I think that was the advice that I live by.
That was poetic. I want to start snapping.
I know, it was very poetic.
Well,
very visual.
Don, I feel like a deeper question that we might have to go into commercial break, but we've seen an uptick of, you know, teen uprisings around DC, and everybody talks about, you know, it's because of, or maybe we need to look at parenting. So you talked about training, you're talking about putting your kids on the right path. How did you shape how you would discipline your children, or was that a conversation you had with your wife, or something you drew from how you were raised?
Yeah, so both parts, right? We all have had those experiences from our mothers and fathers of how we were disciplined, and we pick apart what we want to move forward into our parenting, and we leave other things in the past. But most importantly is just being available for your children. A lot of times, children act out because they have nobody to talk to that they trust, right? We talked about that training room and building that relationship early on where your kids feel comfortable to come to you and actually have discussions about difficulties that they're going through in life. It could be with friends, it could be in school, whatever it is. Just being available so that they can come and talk to you kind of helps with the discipline and avoid some of those more harsh penalties that we may have gotten growing up,
Communication, I feel is key. Well,
Absolutely.
we've still got a lot more topics, gentlemen. This panel is just warming up, so I hope you guys stick with us. We'll be right back with part 2 for our 2026 Father's Day panel.
Welcome back to Living Local DMV. We're back with our panel of dads as we head into Father's Day weekend. In our last segment, these gentlemen reflected on what fatherhood means. But now, guys, how do you balance being a dad and family life with the demands of everyday life and professional life? Mark Hall, since we're all in the same industry, I'll take that one to you.
But for me, it's a little different now because my kids are older. They're young adults as opposed to being kids. And it was a tough balancing act early on. And the good news is that I didn't miss any special events. But the reason why is because I made the sacrifice when I had opportunities for promotions, which would have been on a shift that wouldn't have been conducive to my kids' activities. And so, I look back with zero regrets, by the way. But, that was just kind of part of the journey early on. Now that they're older, the interaction is a whole lot different. And the conversations are a lot different, and I'm looking forward to Sunday for sure.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, Danny, I want to ask you this question because I know we've personally talked about the pressures on dads and men to provide and take care of the family, and that there's things that you all think about that mothers don't think about when you go to sleep at night. How is it weighing out the pressures of providing, but also the pressure of being a present dad and, pouring that TLC into your kids?
Sure, I feel like it's something I think about every day. And for me personally, that's where faith comes into the equation. I feel like you and I are very blessed to be able to be here, have a healthy daughter. The fact that our families aren't here is the difficult part, but luckily you and I have been able to balance it out fairly well. Even though we have full-time present jobs and we're not able to work remote a lot of the time, being able to lean on one another when you can't do something or I can't do something has been the way we figured it out. But that's honestly where faith comes into the equation, and just being here alone, being here with you has been has contributed vastly to my devotional life and kind of how I incorporate God and faith into my everyday.
Do you feel that without the support of your family, because we all know that it takes a village, do you think that makes you both cleave to each other even more?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
And are all of your families present here in the DMV?
How do you define a village?
Similar scenario. We found a few people that became special in our lives once we moved to the area, but there's still, no substitute for Nana, for Granddad being in the area. Those times that they're able to spend after school, going to get ice cream, all those, type of activities that we grew up with. But I echo the past response. It's been myself, it's been my wife. The relationship that we've had is growing stronger through having to be there for our children 100% of the time.
Let's build a village. I'm gonna drop the kids out. I know. You and Scarlett. Let's do it, Danny. We have some built-in village right here.
Absolutely.
Love it. Earlier we were talking about a little bit about balancing work and being a dad. So I wanted to talk about dad guilt as well, because we talked a little bit about it during the break. And we said we talk a lot about mom guilt, but not about dad guilt. Black, I wanted to know, what is your experience with dad guilt? Have you had it before? What does it feel like?
I've had it before. I don't think that, I have it often because when it comes to work-life balance, I really don't think there's a balance. It's similar to marriage where they say 50-50. Some days I'm gonna be 70, she's gonna be 30. Some days I'm gonna be 20, she's gonna be 80. So I even think with the child, it's about being available but there will be seasons. There will be seasons where I'm available 70, 80, 90%, and then there will be seasons where I'll be available 30, 40, but I'll never be as available 0. So the guilt, I may have it in this particular season, but then this season I overcompensate for it by giving all of my time and energy.
Very well said. Mark, you have had kids in different stages of life. Now that they're young adults, what do you think, now that your kids are young adults going into college and adulthood, has been the hardest stage of either your life as a father or just seeing them through the different stages?
It's the same thing that my interaction with my parents is when they would try and give me advice. You would hear it. But I'm like, I got this, I know it, I have my own life experience.
The brain's not fully developed yet.
Well, into the head.
You know, but it's like, okay, Dad, or okay, Mom. I mean, I was a mama's boy, still am, but it's like when my dad would give me advice, I'd be like, all right, Dad, but looking back, he was 100% right. But now I have that same struggle with my kids, especially my daughter. You know how y'all are.
Shots fired,
she's 19 going on 38, and she has all this life experience in her head, and she listens, but she makes her own decisions, and sometimes they're mistakes, and sometimes they're not. And I'm not going to tell her, hey, you made a mistake, but we'll talk about maybe why the other decision may have worked out better. So, but you know, for me, it's kind of full circle. What I'm experiencing with my young adult children, I kind of experienced that with my mother and father as well.
And that makes it's all introspective, because I think we've all had that experience, like, man, my mom was right, my dad was right.
You gotta call him and be like, I'm sorry.
You were right. Sorry about that. You just write that in the Father's Day or the Mother's Day cry. Well, when we come back, we've got still so much to share with our 2026 Father's Day panel. Please stick around. Welcome back. If you're just now joining us, today's show, we're focusing on what it means to be a dad as we head into Father's Day weekend. We've discussed balancing fatherhood with family life and given our panel the opportunity to reflect on their own paternal journeys. And for our final segment, not only do we discuss fathering through generations, but legacy as well. Let's get started. Don, I'm going to start with you. How has fatherhood changed from the way you were brought up and how you choose to parent your kids?
Well, often fathers, you know, from my parents' generation, they chose to work and spend as little time as they needed to with children, right, to make sure that they were able to provide. I think back to some of the times that I had as a child, some of the events that would happen where, you know, my father may not have been able to show up. He was a professional musician. He's always on the road. And so I really try to focus and ensure that that I am there for my children, that they know that I'm there for them. Long story short, and I know that's echoed a few times in many of our conversations, but that availability really means a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something
Absolutely.
I carry forward.
Black, what's a parenting rule from your childhood that you chose to keep and one that you chose to throw away?
The one that I chose to throw away is when they say you can't be a friend to your child. I think a lot of people preach on that, but as I stated before, the boardroom is the room that you're going to be in the most, and you have to develop a relationship so that that child can come to you about anything. I'm talking anything.
Availability.
Yeah, the availability. So that's one that I didn't take into it. And my father, he was present, but not really. So one of the things that I've taken into it was from a friend of mine. His father was just being there and just going the extra mile. His father would come to my basketball games, like drive 2 hours away and then drive to his game. So I just saw the effort that he put into, you know, being present. And so that was really important to me, and that's what's important to me now.
So you don't say, I'm not one of your little friends. You don't say that.
I got that. Yeah, I don't have to say it. You know, I mean, we've developed a relationship where they know I'm not one of their friends, and if we in a particular time where we talking about something serious, they're gonna talk to me like I'm dad, you know. But away from that, they can talk to me, you know, like I'm their friend, because I want to know the most intimate things about them, you know, and what they're going through.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. On that note, I wanted to ask about gentle parenting versus kind of old school, firmer hand parenting. And I want to open this up to the panel, but Danny, I want to start with you.
This was intentional.
No, this was not intentional. This was not intentional. You know what's intentional?
as Grace's aunties.
Yes. Here's my intentional question. Danny, how do you feel about push presents?
Yes, that was, I did put that
For
there.
your wife, Charisse Gomez. No, I'm sorry. You know, gentle
was a question.
parenting versus kind of old school parenting. What are your thoughts?
It's very difficult for me to balance these two out, right? Because I feel like my generation, you know, obviously the older generation, as Don was saying, you know, was more of that, you know, school of hard knocks style of parenting. A lot of tough love was given, especially in my family, you know, full Latin family, a lot of yelling in Spanish, a lot of, you know, heels, belts. I mean, in a very appropriate way. But now, you know, the way we are today, I can't, you know, me and my daughters, it's all about gentle parenting. I'm really cautious of the front aspect of it because I know that's going to bite me in the butt one day. But I, you know, me personally, I feel like I'm going to be too soft of a parent for my daughter, at least. Maybe it'll be different when Charisse and I have our boy. But me and my daughter have a very special relationship. Anytime I feel like I even raise my voice one iota, she can sense that emotional, you know, deviation, and she, you know, she quivers and something like that. And I obviously don't want to leave her with that memory of me kind of when she was in her younger moments. But it's difficult. It's one of those things that you constantly assess within yourself how you want to be. And I think there's pros and cons to both styles.
Yeah.
Mark Hall, are you a soft dad, or you're soft parenting, or a little bit more gentle parenting, as they call it? Or
I
we don't make assumptions. We don't make assumptions here.
That's fair. Well, you know, just one of the words I never ever heard growing up as a kid, as long as you're in my house, I've never heard that said to me, in part because I was just an amazing child. But I never said that to my kids. You know what I mean? And that's sort of like an old school type of response. And I think there's a better way to communicate with your kids at whatever stage that they're in, even as young adults. And maybe, you know, sometimes young adults are staying with their families, you know, to kind of get, you know, either starting over or just getting back on their feet because of a job loss or whatever. I've been in that situation, by the way. But at the end of the day, I just think for me, from an old school, I've stayed away from the old school way of communicating, and have kind of, and I'm growing even as we speak with my kids because they're young adults now, in the way that I interact with them, and I encourage them, you know, that better days are coming. Keep working, keep grinding hard, and you're going to get there. So, you know, and I got that, but quickly, when I was growing up, my parents, especially my father, and I love him to death, but they weren't great communicators. His father wasn't a great communicator. Professor at University of Cincinnati. My father's a retired general. None of that means anything. The point is that they just weren't, they were very soft-spoken and stoic. And, you know, didn't say, I knew that they loved me, but they never said, hey, I love you. And when I had kids, I made sure that I told them that I love them. And it's great when they say that they love you back.
Powerful. With that being said, gentlemen, we're going to go one by one, and we want to know your one word of how you hope that you are remembered in your fatherhood and your legacy. Don, we'll start with you.
It's going to be daddy for me. Not father, but daddy. Yeah.
Mine would be covering. Yeah. That they know that they've always was covered by me.
I love that. Dan?
Go ahead, Danny.
I feel like mine would be confidence. I would want my daughter and my son to carry that same confidence that I hope to carry every day of my life within their own lives.
For me, it's love, and I just want my kids to know, you know, that I love them my way, and it was, you know, the best that I could do, and I think just that's so important.
I love it.
Powerful.
Gentlemen,
Very powerful.
it's the 2026 Father's Day party. Happy early Father's Day to each of you.
Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it.
I hope everybody in your life showers you with love on Father's Day, and every day you all deserve it. We appreciate your time.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you. Thanks for being great dads.
Yes.
Thank you so much.